everybody, this is Melanie from BraidAndTinker, and I just wanted to say welcome to day 14 of Vlogmas. So yesterday I showed you all my whips and apparently I forgot one. So this is a knitted fish that I'm making. There's no pattern, I just made this up and I'm using scrap yarn. It has sequins for scales, it has a pearl for an eye, mohair fins. I thought fins are kind of like sort of flowy and light, just like mohair. And I'm going to put a zipper where its stomach is, and I think I'm just going to make this like a keychain or something that you can hang from a bag. So there's no pattern for this. This is just something weird that I was making. Today I would like to take you through some of my favorite knitting books, and currently we are looking at Coffee House Knits, which is a book by Kerry Bogart, and it has sort of like coffee house inspired knitting patterns, and there's essays in here as well, which I have never read. I really like the idea of this book, but I don't know, there's not much in here that I have thought, oh my god, I have to knit that because it's so outstanding or special or crazy or interesting. But so yeah, I think I just like the idea of this book more than I actually like like the book itself. That long brown cardigan is very nice. There is a shawl in this book that I do quite like, that is very big and fluffy. Here it is. I quite like this one. It's called the Soho shawl, and it just looks really fluffy and warm and nice. But I think that's more to do with the yarn that's being used than anything else, really. So if I ever feel like I want to have something like that, I'll just look up the yarn. Some of the patterns, I just don't like this one, this sweater. It just feels like it's too loose at the neck, and I don't think I would like wear. I think it looks nice on the model. I don't think it would look nice on me. This is one of my favorites, Knit Vintage. I have had this book for years. I've never actually knit anything from it, and I think I bought this before I actually knew how to knit garments, but it was more of like a something that you have that's aspirational as opposed to something useful. It has amazing, beautiful knits. I really like this sort of era that they are pulling from, sort of 1950s, 1940s. Very, very nice looking. All the women in the book look really nice and put together. It's not something, it's absolutely not how I look on a day-to-day basis. But I just like looking through this book. Apparently the sizing in this book is very difficult. This is like an old book, and I believe there's like, it gives a small, medium and large, and if you want to knit a different size, it's like tough, go find a different gauge yarn or needle and try sizing up or down. So I don't think that's very good, but I don't know about this. This is not from experience. This is what I've read on the internet. So I really like this cardigan. This is their Wallace pleated cardigan. And like, if there's anything I would ever make, it would probably be this, because I just like how it looks. There is another sort of like a set in this book that's lace, and it's a top and a skirt, and it looks really, really nice. And I feel like it's so open gauge that it wouldn't even take that long if you're kind of experienced in lace knitting. And it could be good for like going to a wedding or something, but it's definitely not something that you would wear going to the supermarket. But yeah, I think all of these pieces are really, really beautiful. But I would probably never wear this, and because I don't have time to like do my so this is the top and the skirt that I was talking about. But I don't have like time to do my makeup and do my hair and like look sort of like super well put together on a like everyday basis. So I would never actually wear this. I think if you do make something like this, you really need like an underskirt and an undertop, obviously, because it's so see-through. But I do think it's very, very pretty. And then there's like some other like things in here. But that's it. So this is Knit Vintage. This is the Vintage Shetland Project by Susan Crawford. Again, this is like one of those books that I like more in idea. There's like a lot of explanation and information about Shetland knitting, and there's like, I think it's this book one, it's huge. It's huge. You could probably kill somebody with this book. And I'm sure there's like half a forest has gone into the paper for making this book. But it has so much information. It probably has too much information because I've never, I don't have the attention span to read all that. Halfway through, the patterns start. And although they're really nice, there's nothing that made me super, super excited. I think the photography could probably be a little bit better to make people sort of more enthused about the patterns. There is one cardigan in this book that I really, really like and that I would like to make at some point. But I don't know. Other than that, it's just not very exciting to me. Yeah, so this is the cardigan that I was talking about. This is the Margaret cardigan. I really like this. I think I just like the combination of colors and the way it's like super oversized and feels or looks like it's really comfortable, and I kind of like it. This is Knitting Everyday Finery by Mel Clark, and this is, I think, one of the first knitting books I bought with the intention of actually knitting things from it and not just as an aspirational thing. Did I actually knit anything from this? I started on this thing, the Barcelona hood and scarf. I think this is a good hooded scarf, and I wish it was more popular than it is. I tried, but I wasn't very good at lace knitting at the time. So, this one, the croissant bag. I'm sorry, this is going on my wish knitting for 2026. I do want to make that thing. Look how cute it is. It's a croissant bag. Anyway, the Barcelona hood, I think it should be more popular than it is. It's a really good pattern. It was too hard for me at the time, so I gave up halfway, but I could definitely revisit that. Croissant bag, that is going on my list for next year. I want that croissant bag. I think everything else in this book is pretty doable. Not everything is exciting, but it is like this, like who cares about the hat? But some of these things are like this headband. This is a great gift knit. It's like a hairband, and you could use some scrap yarn, and it just has little ties to tie it to your hair. That's a great idea. There are some gloves actually. There are gloves in this book that are very, very cute, and I might want to make those someday. Look, the July gloves. Look how pretty these are, with the little bubbles and the lacework at the top. And it's actually a glove with fingers instead of just being a mitten. So yeah, I also think this Lulu scarf is very cute. It's a mohair scarf, and it has a very unusual shape. You don't really see that a lot, so I like that. There's some other weird things in here. It has like some shorts, there's some felted slippers, there's some tights in there that, I would never make, but sure. It's pretty complete, and it's quite a thin little pattern book. I quite like this one. This bag is really weird. It's called the Patchwork Tote, but I just see a football. So yeah, if you have football fans in your life, you could make that. There is one other pattern in here that is so cute. It's this, the Daisy Dachshund. I mean, come on. How cute is this? I don't know. I think there's something about dog knitting patterns that I just really like. I don't have a dog, but yeah, I would like one. This is Marlisle. It's a book by Anna Maltz, and I actually went to the book presentation for this at Stephen and Penelope years ago, and I think this book is so interesting because Anna has combined marling together with sort of like creating like a third dimension. So it's like marling and fair isle together makes it Marlisle. And there are so many interesting patterns in this book. And also, I think because she's like Dutch and English, and then she, or either she's like English and lives in the Netherlands. I can't really remember what it was exactly, but there's like all these patterns, names. Oh, like these mittens. I have knit these mittens before, multiple actually, and I've given them away as gifts. And people love these, and they're very warm, and they're called Delftig, which is a play on words. Ooh, something happened with the camera. They're called Delftig, which is deftig, which is a Dutch word for something fancy, and Delft, which is a city in the Netherlands, which is actually where I was born. So I think those are really cool. These mittens, they're crow mittens are very cool. I don't know what I'm doing with the camera here. And yeah, I love this sort of, so she's marling it, and then other sections she's just using one color, and it gives this really, really cool effect. And I really like it when people sort of take something that exists and make it their own. And she's just had this idea of doing something in a certain way, and just like she just ran with this idea, and now it's a whole book, and I really, really love it. It's got some great patterns in this. I can really recommend it. This is the last one. This is Close Knit by Lerke Bagger. I don't know how to pronounce Danish things. Oh, I need to cut that out. These boobs. She has. This is another person who just has her own ideas about knitting and what you can do with knits, and how you can apply that. But there's just like amazing patterns with like scrap yarn, and like looking at this, like so cool sort of stuff. It's so obviously someone who loves knitting and just sort of really dives into it and really has her own authentic ideas about what you can do with it. I love this picture with the green sweater and the yellow tassel earrings. That just, I don't know why, but it speaks to me on so many levels, and I want a green sweater just like it. I want to be like Lerke, but yeah. I really like this sweater with the beads on it. I just think that's such a cool idea. I know I've seen sweaters with beads on it before, but not like this. She just does it in such a cool way. I don't know why. I love this also, like the fluffy, the loopy, crazy loop jackets that she does. It's so cool, and I just want to be like that and be cool, and I'm not, but it looks really nice. So yeah. I would like to knit something like this one day. I think it's amazing. Anyway, this is really, there's not much in terms of patterns in this book. This is not a book that's filled to the brim with patterns. It just looks really cool, and it's very much a coffee table book. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again tomorrow for Vlogmas day 15. And now I'm going to have some hot chocolate and eat some pizza and watch some Christmas movies. Good night. Bye.